Hello everyone, welcome to JMC V-Learning. I am Chalani Mapalagama, your V-Learning science teacher. So today I am going to teach you your grade 7 second term first lesson, that is animal diversity. In this lesson, first thing I want to teach you what called diversity. So diversity means simply we can say the difference. So I am going to teach you the difference of this animal world. So, when we are talking about the world, there are more than 3.5 million types of animals in this world. So, we can clear it is there are huge diversity in this animal world. If I select two animals randomly, for example, I take dog and the fish, we can see so many differences between them. Their body shape, a color, and the locomotion type, nutrition type, they are totally different. I mentioned this one earlier also. These are the types, these are the criteria that you can divide animals into groups. Here, mode of locomotion, body type, color, size, and nutrition. Here, and when we talk even about us human, are we included to this diversified animal world? Yes, we are. We are also included to this diversified animal world. In this part, only thing I want to teach you what called diversity. Diversity means the difference, and the world is consist of huge diversity. Let's consider about that why we do classification. So let's consider this one. There are more than 3.5 billion types of animals in the world. If someone want to study all the animals in this world, it is possible? No, it is impossible. It is really difficult to study more than 3.5 billion types of animals within his lifetime. So, scientists decide to do the classification. Why we do classification here? Because it is easy for naming, easy to identify animals, and easy for study. These are the reasons why we should do classification. So, scientists do the classification by using a scientific way. Here, they use that backbone. The backbone is the method that they use to classify the animals. So, the easiest way of studying animals is studying the group of animals. There is a scientific classification to group in the animals. So, let's consider about this one. This is the human backbone. It is start from the neck and goes to the hip. This is the one. Here, the backbone is a long and a rod-like structure, and the scientific name we call it as vertebral column. That the backbone is the one we use for grouping animals by using a scientific way. I mentioned that one earlier also. The animals that have a backbone, we call it as vertebrate. Animals that does not have a backbone, we call it as invertebrate. Here, this is the scientific method that can we classify animals, vertebrates and invertebrates. Here, we can divide vertebrates also into the small groups that are pisces, amphibians, reptilian, aves, and mammalia. I'll discuss about that in later. Just consider about this one. This is invertebrates. Then the groups are, we can divide Cnidaria, Annelida, Mollusca, and Arthropoda. Here, when we're talking about the vertebrates, this is the first group, that is pisces. Normally, fish are included to that pisces group. For example, I can say shark. And the next group is amphibians. Amphibians means the animals who lives in the water that are part of their life cycle. For example, frog. And here, third one is reptilia. Reptilia means they are well adapted to this normal land, this environment. They have a dry skin type. For example, I can say tortoise. Here, the fourth group that we can divide vertebrates, that is aves. It means birds. For example, I can say owl. And here, last one, mammalia. Mammalia is the animals who feed on mother's milk. We, human are also included to this Mammalia group. So here is the example for that vertebrate group. So when we talking about invertebrate groups, here Cnidaria, Annelida, Mollusca and Arthropoda are the groups. We can learn it in a higher grades. No need to know more about this one. Okay, next thing I want to teach you adaptation of organisms to the environment. Student, please turn to page 81 and read it with me. Here, organisms live in various environments like water, land, atmosphere, on other organisms and also inside other organisms. That means when we talking about us humans, we are well adapted to this land. When we talking about fish, they are adapted to the water. Likewise, animals are adapted to the various environments. And here, other than that, there are organisms who live in snow, deep sea, in desert as well as hot water springs. They have concrete such difficult environmental conditions due to their ability to adapt for this environment. So here, when we're talking about the microorganisms can live in the snow, desert, hot water spring also. So they are concrete to this right environment. Clear? That is the adaptation. So we can define adaptation as the ability of organisms adapted to their environment. The ability of that called adaptation. These adaptations are used for them to fulfill their need. It is very important adaptation. Why is it? They want to live this such a right environment very peacefully. For example, food, shelter and protection from supply from the environment to them. Again, I am going to explain adaptation of organisms to the environment. So the adaptation means the ability of organisms adapted to their environment. That is called adaptation. Here we already discussed about that also, and organisms can live different types of environment very peacefully. So here, why animals do adaptation? That is the point. Next we have to talk about. So here, an adaptation is a special skill which help an animal to survive. So there are some animals are in the world, they can live hot water spring also. So it helps to, that adaptation is helps to animals survive. So fish also adapted to the water, that helps, that adaptation is help them to survive. So adaptation could be physical changes to the animal's body or behavioral changes. Likewise, that is the simple thing of adaptation. And when we talking about that adaptation, I am going to talk about 2 points. One is how color helps to that adaptation. Then secondly, I am going to teach you how body shape helps to this adaptation. When we talking about how the color helps to that adaptation, we have to discuss about camouflage. So let's consider about what is camouflage. Camouflage means the difficulty to identify animals separately from their surroundings due to blending of body color to particular environments is called camouflage. So it means, look at these pictures here, it's really difficult to find the animals from the environment. That is called camouflage. So this allows prey to avoid predators and for predators to sneak up on prey. That is how the camouflage helps to these animals. Let's do consider about the how shape helps the existence of animals. Here the body shape of them is also very important for locomotion. So look at this picture here, that shape. This shape we call it as streamline shape. So the animals, bird, fish, that animals have that streamline shape. Let's consider about how that streamline shape helps to them. The body shape of bird and aquatic animals helps to overcome the difficulties they have in their environment. So normally fish live in water. So when they do locomotion, they want to cut the water. So that is why they have that shape. So when we're talking about birds, when they do locomotion, they also want to cut the air. So that's why they also have that shape. And that shape also help to balance from the water and the air. The body shape of bird and fish is mainly of streamlined shape because they need to have efficiency in their locomotion. The final thing we have to discuss in this lesson is use of dichotomous key for classification of organisms. I think you already learned about dichotomous key in grade 6. So let's consider about again. But first thing, you should know what called dichotomous key. Here, dichotomous key is used to classify organisms based on present and absent characteristics. It means if we take a characteristic, whatever we like, and we use it the present feature and the absent feature, and we classify the animals. Features of dichotomous key. The first thing, we have to select a feature that could be differentiated easily. It means, for example, we can take a leg, hand, the body type, the body color. Likewise, we can use the simple things. We can use the things that we can easily see. The next thing, consider one feature at a time and separate that feature as present or absent. Like this, without a leg or with a leg. Likewise. So the final thing, separate this item so that only one item will remain in the end. These are the features of dichotomous key. Here, let's see a dichotomous key. For example, here, a snail, fish, frog, lizard, cobra. Here, this is the example of some animals. Now we are going to categorize them using a dichotomous key. Here, first, we use legs. The feature is, the external character is legs. Presence of legs and absence of legs. Likewise, the animals, cock, frog and lizard, they have legs. So we can group them into presence of legs criteria. So here, next thing, the absent feature, absence of legs. So here, snail, fish and cobra, that animals, they doesn't have a legs, so they included to this group. Here, we can divide this frog, lizard, cock into two groups using 4 legs characteristics. It means the frog and lizard have 4 legs, so these two are included to present feature, and the absence of 4 legs, cock, are included to this. So here we can see 2 animals in this group, so we have to divide this group also. So by using tail feature, we can divide present of a tail and absent of the tail. Frog are included to absence of the tail, and the lizard included to presence of tail. Here, that is finish of this part. When we come to this part, here, absence of legs, they have it has 3 animals, snail, fish, cobra. So here, by using the fins, the feature fin, presence of fins and the absence of fins, we divide them into 2. Fish are included to present feature, and snake and the cobra included to absence group. In here, this group, the absence of fins, snake and cobra are included to this group. So we have to divide them also into 2 groups. By using the shell, the feature of shell, the external characteristic shell, by using that shell, we divide them to 2 parts, that is present feature and the absent feature. Snail are included to present group, and the absent group, cobra is included to that one. That's how we have to maintain a dichotomous key. So this is the end of this lesson. I hope you have an idea what called diversity, how can we divide animals into by a scientific way. Likewise, I think you have learned something from this video, and thank you for watching.